John Deere D, driven by David Walters of Campbellsport, Wisconsin. Driver today is Kyle Walters, grandson, 1934. Next up is George Clement from Reedsburg. .3010 John Deere. Next we got a Ford 601 driven by Clarence Lampkins, 1960 tractor. .1937 John Deere, the John Deere corn binder. The driver is John Menti. Appreciate all the colors. Next up is a 1958 John Deere 420 tractor. Just in case you're wondering what that is, that's a JI case. 1947 Farmall B with a 2-row cultivator. Gary Hill is the driver, and if you think that's a lot of fun to put that on a trailer and haul it around, you don't know what you're doing. That's a booger to put on the trailer, at least in mine always was. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. This is an interesting item. You won't see this coming down your street every day. It's a Buckeye trencher, built in 1915. Robert Cat, we really appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you get a picture of that. You won't see it every day. They'll make Power King tractors. I don't know if they do or not. Pretty neat little tractors. This is Ralph Pierce, 1919 Wisconsin. The driver is Nate Pierce. The 1962 International Cup Cadet. Owner is Aaron Larson from Baraboo. Driver is Aaron Larson. License plate 488 GWC. It's parked in the loading zone and it's going to get hauled away if it stays there very long. Okay, thank you. Next up is 1955. I think we have a problem. We have Avery here, slow Avery. We're looking for a guy to fix on that Avery a little bit. Gonna have to move the grade route back about 10 feet. Next up is the John Deere B, 1950, Green Farms Incorporated. The driver is Edwin Green, and he's pulling a 290 corn planter. Owner is Nick. coming, Jim. Next up is 1949 John Deere B. The owners are Lori and Joe DuPont. The driver is Lori DuPont from Mundelein, Illinois. The owner is John Chubat. We have a 4-year-old boy that's missing from the campground, John Rogness. '59 730 diesel John Deere. This is Jerry Picker from Baraboo with the 1944 John Deere A. This is Larry Harrison, 1935 John Deere B, the driver. This is a 1951 John Deere G. The owner is Jesse Harrison from Baraboo. Jesse's the driver today. Deere MT. Owners are Jesse and Courtney Harrison. Rob Phelps is the driver. The driver is Josh Harrison. This one is John Deere 60. Josh. This is a 1931 John Deere GP. Roger Kasubi, Wayne Kasubi, and Blake Mills. Wayne is the driver. With the hay press behind. '40 John Deere B by Jacob Brunk. The owner, or the driver, excuse me, is Jacob Brunk. Numbered. This is a 1941 John Deere B with the number 26 rear loader. The 1935 John Deere B from Oshkosh. Terry Rush is the driver. One John Deere Model H, mounted H high plow. The owner is Linda Rush from Oshkosh, and the driver is Linda Rush. Next up is 1952 John Deere G. Owner is George Rush from Oshkosh, and the driver is, excuse me, not George, Gene Rush. The driver is Gene Rush. I believe it's 1944B. Rainy Seaman from Ryle. This is the 330 Industrial. Brought in from Michigan. Chris Woodward from Michigan with a 430. Cheryl Rigg from Oregon. Rich Rye, 1952 John Deere R. Driven by Carl Schellenberger. Number 1. I'm wrong again. It was Evansville, Wisconsin. The driver is Lauren. '58 John Deere 830. Linda Reese is the owner. City of Walworth. The driver is Dylan Sanner. This is Chad Hill. His 6030 John Deere. It's a 1975, 177 horsepower, 531 cubic inch. Oh, it's a John Deere G. That's about all I can tell you about it. Here's the driver today. It's a 1971 John Deere 4000. The owner is Mitchell Emerson from Toma, and Mitchell is the driver. This is a 1950 Ford. The owner is David and Nancy Curl from Mazamania. It's a 1957 John Deere 420. David and Nancy Curl from Mazamania. On rock on his IHM. It's 1944, 36 horsepower, dual wheels. This is an Avery quarter scale model. Horsepower is 5. Got a Minneapolis steamer here, trying to catch up with where he's going and what he's doing. Okay. Massey Harris 44 with a V8 engine. I think it's a Ford V8. 304 International. It's got 8 exhaust pipes and he used it. This comes from down Missouri. First time here and we're glad to see you. Come back and see us again, but don't paint it. It looks good just that way. We like it. Another leader tractor, Model B. John Jones, president of the Leader Collectors Club, and he's from Keokuk, Iowa. A little bit of trip to get up here, but we're glad we made it. Thank you. Appreciate you bringing it. Leader Model D is away too. Thanks for bringing that. 1948 liter, 30 horsepower, 10 horsepower. Greg Simpson from Oregon. And you did paint that before you brought it, I'll bet on that. John Deere loader utility tractor. This is Tony Helt, my neighbor, with his John Deere 80. 1958 John Deere 730. Peter Muller, excuse me, Baraboo. Peter's driver. Minneapolis Moline 950 LP. The owners are Judy and Jim Garski. The driver is Jim Garski. John Deere 80. Hotels from Watertown, Wisconsin. Len is the driver. This is a 1951 WD Alice. Owners are James and O'Melian, I believe it is, in Janesville. James is the driver. IH56 856 Custom, 1972 from Richmond Center. Bruce Kitzenbolt is the driver. Excuse me, the owner. Tyler Kitzenbolt is the driver. Farmall 1206, the owner is Bruce Kitzenbolt from Richmond Center. From Whitewater, Bill's the driver. Ferguson 30. 1954. Roger Johnson is the owner from Lime Ridge, Wisconsin. The owner is Wilhelm. (1927) 1020 McCormick. The owner is Cal Wilhelm from Curtis, Wisconsin. Lucas Wilhelm is the driver. Farmall H, 1952. And Larry Richards from Reeseville, Wisconsin. I think it gets the feature of a rat rod. We're not sure, but I'm sure Cal's having some fun with it. Yeah. Careful, the girls will chase you all the way to the highway. Case 110 horse. Owner is Mike Spahn. Usually that's close to the copy of it. That one there is 110 horse, and I'm not sure what it weighs, but it's about 14 feet high. And he's got it done 12 in the trailer behind it. Randy Brent from Reedsburg, Wisconsin. Late father's Massey, and he drove it as a child. And you were the king of the hill when you were driving it too. Darn right. Plain? From Plain, Wisconsin. 1948-44. Looks like a really sharp tractor. Driver is Dean Sprecher. He also from Plain, Wisconsin. Not a lot of those diesels around. And that's kind of a rare tractor in the diesel form. (1947) B.F. Avery, model Wisconsin. Jesse is the driver. We ain't the right one. Then you'd have to go back and start over. Here's Wisconsin. Is that right? Okay. Don't forget to go back to Monroe when you're done here. Often you see her. I bet you one thing. You're on the wagon. Don't fall off the wagon until you get home. Wood dump wagon. Owner is Dale Williams, Baraboo, Wisconsin. He's got a Farmall Cub, 1952. And it's a pretty darn sharp tractor. It's got everything waxed on that one. Case SC, Dennis Minty, McHenry Park, Illinois. Got the whole family along. Everybody's enjoying the ride, right? Huh? Come on, wave at me.
This is a 1930 McCormick Deere 2236 from the Hartblue family of Lodi. The 1952 Cockshut. Denise and Russ Stoneham from Jefferson, Wisconsin. Russ's owner is David Cook from Baraboo. John Deere 4020 High Crop. Jim Milligan from Ryle. Jim is the driver.
Got a pacemaker, Massey Harris. I believe the driver is Cal Wilhelm. And he's pulling a dump scraper made back when men were men and women were glad of it. Nobody wanted to hang on to it. 1930 potato bigger pulled by a 1955 nice looking tractor. You don't see those wheel weights very often. WD Alice. Can't see the number, but we're going to get it shortly. Reedsburg, okay. An Economy Power King, pretty snazzy garden tractor. I can't tell what year it's gear drive. Judy and Jim Garski, Minneapolis Moline G1000 Vista. Year Jeff Bratz of Kansasville, Wisconsin. Jeff is the driver, and I would not be ashamed to put that in my garage anytime. That is a nice tractor. Flip the card. Made in '69. And White Machinery bought out Cockshut, Oliver, Minneapolis Moline. Demonstrated before the yellow color scenes came out. 4 of the 1050 Wheatlands without 3-point. Late Gerald Linker owned it. Malden, Illinois, Steve Linker is the driver. Got a 145 behind it, Model C, Roger Hillstead tractor. Lodi, Wisconsin of Madison, says 1909 to 1972. I think it was built in 72. The driver is Leo Weibel. Alice B, double drop high clearance kit on it. It's City of Baraboo, Wisconsin. Bob Zimmerly, the driver. He's pulling a Lawson hit and miss engine, 10 horse. John Deere 530 from Arlington, Wisconsin, Brad Jensen.
This is a 1960 John Deere 730 diesel. David and Nancy Crow from Mesa, Maine.
I guess that's the conclusion of the parade, and I'd like to thank everybody for being here, and we hope you enjoyed our show. We certainly enjoy having you here. And don't forget to come back and see us next year. We're going to try even harder for next year's show. Thank you. Hold it, stop a minute. We got a steam engine and another couple tractors coming, so we announced the end before the end was here.
Get it out at least.
And thank you for your patience. Hopefully we'll see you next year. Minneapolis Moline will be the next year feature, so be prepared for Prairie Gold.